Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and this is a handover of a 2017 AutoSleeper Warwick XL. So as we start the walk round on the driver's side of the vehicle first, this vehicle is fitted with a Gas-It 25 litre underslung gas tank. So there's no bottle on this vehicle. It's filled via your local LPG station. Remove the cover, it's a bayonet fitting, put the fitting on from the pump, turn the nozzle so it connects to the bayonet fitting, pull the handle back and press the button on the pump until simply the vehicle won't take any more gas. And then when you put the ignition on, it'll go up and it'll tell you how much gas is on board the vehicle. So it's a little bit slow, but there is a full tank of gas on board. This is just your filler. And then using the FetFit key, your cassette toilet. So unlock it, push them in, opens the door. Then you want to make sure that the blade is in the closed position. You'll be able to lift the handle, slide the cassette free of the vehicle, carry it to the waste disposal point on site, unscrew the cap, press the orange button, tip the content of the cassette out, put some water in, give it a rinse, tip out again, and then you'd fill this with a cap full, which is 120 millilitres of either the green or the blue chemical, into the cassette, and it's good to go back into the motorhome and be used. And then you want to hear it click back in, and that is it in place. To hook the vehicle up when you're charging it at home or on site, you get your hooker blade, lift the collar, expose the end, slide it on there, hook the vehicle up first, then the power point, and do it in reverse order when unhooking by pressing, and then when unhooking, push the blue clip down and release the wire. Max view external TV point, so carry some coax with you. If you go to a super site, you can connect to their TV aerial if you're struggling to get a signal with your aerial on the top of the vehicle. To drain your fresh water, say you've taken on dirty water, contaminated water, or you're ready to drain it off for the winter, you're simply not using it, cover off, pulls down, and you can let the water out, cap back on, clip it back up so it doesn't drag and damage on the road. Boiler flue, so it just allows the fumes when operating on gas, so this gives an idea of where the boiler is. It's underneath the kitchen. And then you do have your water filler, so you've got two ways of filling. Fill like this to a hose pipe, or you can fill like this. If you can't get to a hose pipe, say you've brought a little bucket of water to the van, pop the pump in the water, pop the end onto here, and it'll suck the water up. But it's up to you which way you use. Most of the time you'll probably use this end with a hose on, but from time to time you may use the pump so you don't have to move the vehicle. Back of the vehicle, you've got your high level brake light, reversing camera, that's the top of your solar panel there. Open the van, you've got your back lounge, and then just a cover that clips on here just to stop the draft. So this just comes off, it's just on press studs, so you can remove this, fold it up, put it out the way, but when you're sleeping it stops the draft with the exposed metal. And then you do have tow bar with 13-pin electrics. External gas barbecue point, so if you want to power your Kadak, Get a quick release connector that pops into the bottom there. Get some orange gas hose and then some Jubilee clips just to tighten everything together, stop any gas leak. Pop it in there and turn it on, and it'll use the tank on board instead of carrying another bottle, which is a good idea. And then you do have another water filling point, so if you don't want to fill like that, carry a normal hose pipe and pop the hose pipe into here. But you will need the hose pipe fittings, as it's mainly just a brass tap on site. And then similar to your fresh water, this is your grey water, so this is your dirty water, anything that you've drained off via a plug hole. On the way out of the site, you want to drive over the waste disposal point, grey dirty water, open it up, and this is just anything that you've used, shower water, dishes water, cups of tea, anything you've drained off. You want to drain that off so that you're not carrying the extra weight when on the road, because it impacts your payload and impacts your fuel consumption. Step switch for your electric assisted step. 230-volt socket. This one is your awning light, and these are your onboard lights. You've got a bit of storage in the pouch there. Diesel opens with the main Peugeot Boxer key, and then underneath you've got AdBlue. Because it's a new diesel styled compliant engine, it takes AdBlue, which is a 19-litre tank. It'll come on the dash between the temperature and fuel gauge, which is the top light, which indicates that the AdBlue's low. It'll do 5,000 miles on a full 19 litres, but at 4,500 it'll tell you that it's time to put some more in. Simply bide on the pump or bide in the drums and top this up. But it might be a thing you only do once a year, depending on how many miles you're going to do in your motorhome. Tyre pressures, so 4.5 bar on the front, just 65 psi, and 5 bar on the back, which is 72.3 psi. Weight plate, so 3.5 ton gross vehicle weight, 6.5 ton train weight, so that's where the motorhome and whatever you're towing can't exceed 6.5 ton. Engine battery lives underneath the floor here, so if you ever need to get it out, it's out this cover here, or put a charger on. Toolkit, including a jackknip brace and torn eye, is underneath the seat. To turn your seats, you just push these down and then spin the seat round, pull it forward, spin it round into the back, and then your bonnet release is on the side of the dashboard. The main fluid you're going to need is screen wash, which is just in the top left hand corner. 3 tabs even. This lifts off and you've got your power steering fluid, your coolant, your brake fluid, your engine oil and your dipstick. An earth for giving or receiving a jump start, because the battery's underneath the carb floor. And then between the air filter and the headlight, pop your key into here. Lift this up, and that is your positive terminal for giving or receiving a jump start. And then you've got your Grigio aluminium paint code, which is 611 on the front there. To operate your control panel, which is your 12-volt control panel, first of all, you've got the little wiggly line at the top, which indicates that you're hooked up to mains power, 230-volt. This is your on-off switch, your master switch. You've got your pump, which, should you have enough water on board, you'll be able to turn your pump on and pressurise the tap, toilet and shower. You've got your interior lights, which are all then individually switched. Exterior light, but we know that's on the switch there, so I think that's redundant. So then you've got your dimmers for the lights, which is this one here. Your power transfer button, so that transfers you to the vehicle battery. I wouldn't advise using that, because the leisure battery is what is designed to use the habitation side of the motorhome. You don't really want to be draining your van battery when you're parked up, because you might go to start up and then it simply won't start, and you'll wonder why. It's probably because you've been using the van battery. So always use the leisure battery, because that is the battery designed to use the habitation side. Finally, you've got your tank heaters, which is here. So should it be potentially going to freeze overnight when you're away in the winter, if you pop that on, it'll put a bit of current through the water and stop the water from freezing. And then on the control panel, so starting with the AutoSleeper logo, go down, it tells you your vehicle, your leisure, your fresh and your wastewater reading. So 2 batteries, vehicle and leisure, 2 tanks, fresh and wastewater. So you'll notice that you've got 100% of fresh water on board, 0 waste, 13.6 in the leisure battery, 14.4 in the vehicle. Always take the hookup out to get a true reading of your batteries. Your vehicle battery voltage and the ampage coming off, and then you can set a timer there by going in, and that's really simple, straightforward, like so. Truma CP digital control panel. So I'm going to insert a clip, because I've done millions of these. I'm going to insert a clip now of this, and that'll show you how that works. To operate your heating and hot water, it's off the Truma CP digital control panel. So you do a long press, which turns it completely off, and a long press to turn it on. This is the menu. This is standby, it's on, but you want to get into the menu, you press enter, and you'll see there you've got a motorhome with a thermometer flashing in the top left hand corner. It's off the heating, or it's on all the way to 30 degrees. So you can choose your temperature of the thermostat and then press enter, and that'll preset the thermostat to 30 degrees, which is this thing here. Then you've got your water. So as long as your boiler's closed and you've got water on board, you can have it on 40 or 60 degrees. And then you've got another setting, which is boost, which will turn off the heating to prioritize the water. So for this, we'll just say you want 60 degrees of hot